Welcome to the R2RB podcast series where we interview local musicians and get to know them on a more personal basis. I'm Deb Lamata, your host for R2RB podcast series. This podcast is about the local musician's journey, their influences, their creative process, and so much more. We'll also highlight their music and let you know where they will be playing their next gig. So sit back, relax, and enjoy R2RB podcast series. Today I have with me the Honey Badgers, Michael Natrin and Erin Magnin. Michael and Erin started creating music together in 2011. They are both from Delaware and have performed all over the state and surrounding areas. They are full-time musicians that takes them up and down the East Coast where they make a connection with their music and each stop along the way. And thank you both, Michael and Erin, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk with me. How are you both doing?
Doing well.
Yeah, doing great.
Good.
Away from the smoke.
Yeah, yep. Right. This whole week has been crazy, and hopefully the fires die down in Canada. I mean, I just can't even think what it's like up there, let alone what it's been like here in Delaware with all of that. So let me ask you one question that wasn't on the list that I like to ask. Real simple. What's your favorite app on your phone and why?
Oh my gosh. Michael, you want to go first?
My favorite app on my phone is probably currently YouTube, just because they target their content extremely well at me. They know what niches I'm into, and I like watching YouTube.
Yeah. I'm going to go with a photo editing app called Afterlight that I've had for like a decade, and I don't even think it's being updated anymore.
Oh no.
But it's got filters that like automatically make you seem way cooler than you are, and I enjoy that.
I like it. And I enjoy asking these questions because I find apps that I would not have necessarily known about. So I'm going to just add that to my list and see if I can find it.
Yeah. So work. I think so.
Well, where did you meet and how long have you known each other?
We've known each other for a long time.
Yeah, we originally technically met when we were in high school. We went to different high schools, but we met through mutual friends around 2006, 2007.
Oh my gosh, it's been so long.
Yeah. But then we sort of reconnected towards the end of our college time, probably around 2011.
Yeah, we both went to University of Delaware, and we were both on like very different tracks. But yeah, like Michael said, towards the end, we both ended up playing music like in the same, I don't know, realm.
Right. And so you were playing your own music separately before you partnered up.
Michael was.
Correct.
I wasn't.
No,
I was singing in an a cappella group, and I was like in various choirs, but I was not singing my own music. So that was very new to me when I started hanging out with Michael and, singing his tunes.
And so, Michael, I read that you contacted Erin in 2011 and asked her to join you to play at a local venue.
That's correct. The rumors are true.
The rumors are true. And Erin, were you hesitant? I mean, did Michael just call you out of the blue?
Sort of. It was very unexpected. Like, we were friends, but I guess he knew I played violin, and
right.
He wanted to sound folkier. So his idea was that I would play violin and he would, sound like a cool folk guy. But he didn't realize that I was like not great at violin, and I had never played folk in my life. I was just like a very amateur, classically trained violinist.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
So it was definitely intimidating. Like, I didn't know if I could do what he was wanting me to do, but it was a nice challenge to try to play something folk adjacent.
Oh my gosh. So then in the beginning, when Michael called you, was it the same venue that you did a couple shows at, or did you do a couple shows at some different venues? And was it a lot of work then to bring it all together, to make it work together?
It was actually a competition hosted by the Delaware Friends of Folk. And so the first night that we played together, we made it to the finals of the competition. So then a few months later, we went and competed against the other bands that made the finals. So
yeah,
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, so, because I did my research and that part I don't think I came across. So that's pretty cool. I like that. All right. And so I'm gonna, how did that all work out?
I mean, I think it was kind of best case scenario because it like forced us to keep practicing and keep playing together. Like we had to not it sounds like it was like a chore, but like there's so much going on at the end of college that I think there's a chance that we would have just maybe faded away from each other and like not continued playing together. But because we had, this competition coming up, we kept going. And then, people started asking us to play shows and we were like, yeah, of course. And then kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah. We started
So,
writing together.
Yeah.
wow. Well, yeah. I mean, it worked out well for the both of you.
Yeah.
So you're more or less classically trained, Erin?
Yes.
And Michael, you're more folksy Americana. Yes. And you brought Erin on to your team with the folksy Americana. Listening to your music, which I have, you would never know that you never not play together and that there was ever a separation of the two of you, because the two of you just complement each other so nicely.
Oh, that's
Thank
so
you.
kind.
Oh my gosh, no, absolutely. And so, Michael, what drew you into the folksy Americana genre?
I would say mostly that's like sort of the stuff that I grew up listening to, like Simon and Garfunkel and the Mountain Goats. I think it's what I like to listen to as well and watch singer-songwriters perform. It's the type of music that can be done anywhere. You don't need anything special. You just need a guitar or a piano or something simple and play and sing and let the song speak for itself.
Right. Oh, absolutely. And do you both write the songs together separately?
So for the most part, we write songs separately and then we'll come together to like tweak them or refine them. There are rare occasions that we write together entire songs from start to finish, but it's tough.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
not sure if we mentioned, but we're married. So that we already spent a lot of time together. So sometimes writing together, we're like, okay, let's just do this separately. And then we'll come together to make it sound nice and pretty and polished.
I like it. And it does sound very polished when you're listening to your music. And so what is folk music? How can you, what's your explanation of folk music?
I feel like I am not a good person to ask because like I really think I became a folk fan late in life, but to me it's just kind of like the music of the people. It's music that's honest and relatable and I think at its core like kind of simple. So and throw a couple string instruments in there and I guess that's folk in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. And you tell a story with your songs.
We try to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And so the stories that you have told, and you are on the road most of the time, all the time, up and down the East Coast. Because did I see you go all the way up to Rhode Island too? Have you been?
We have been before. So it's sort of a weird time. We were full-time touring in 2019 and early 2020. And then, of course, the pandemic sort of like shut that down.
Right.
And so for the past few years, we've been a little hesitant to like fully get back on the road just because the experience of having like an entire tour canceled is not one we want to repeat.
No, I can't imagine.
But I think next year we are starting to book like an actual tour that's going to be farther than just like Delaware, PA, Maryland. So
yeah, we have
Awesome.
some new dates confirmed already, so we'll definitely be on the road.
Oh,
early next
great.
yeah.
Oh, fun. Back on the road again. And so are there stories telling your story, just not your stories about your adventures, but the stories about the two of you?
There's definitely a couple songs we've written that are about us and our story. We don't want to write too many because they're a bit mushy to sing live in person, and it'd be just like a gushy, mushy love fest every night if we always sang those. I don't know.
Yeah. It's hard to, I mean, like, I think that there are parts of, our story that we don't necessarily sing about because maybe they're not like picture perfect, and that's sort of weird to it's not weird, but it's like a hard barrier to cross to start singing
Sure.
about that. But yeah, so for now we sing the mushy gushy love songs and the travel songs.
And somehow it all works for you two. What was life like on the road? I mean, were you literally on the road 7 days a week?
Well, we were in a converted camper van, like a self-converted, hauling our gear and sleeping and driving all in the same little space, which was really convenient, honestly. But yeah, there was definitely a learning curve to like dealing with stress. Like there's nowhere to
Decompress with each other.
exactly. Like, you know, even if we weren't, you know, frustrated with each other, just frustrated in general or stressed out, there's like nowhere to go. So we ended up doing a lot of taking walks and going on hikes and sitting in nature, walking around Walmart just to just to get some exercise.
You laugh because a quick story. I have 4 children, and when they were young and I needed to get out and go somewhere, I would literally my then husband would stay with the kids, and I said, I'll be back in a little while. I'd go to CVS and walk around. So Walmart works for you. Well, CVS worked for me. And I may, I might have bought one little thing, but yeah. So when you're traveling like that, and you're traveling together and you're spending 24/7 with each other, you made it work though.
Yeah, and I would say the coolest part about traveling like that is we, out of necessity, we discovered so many cool places, so many amazing like secret places to park our van and sleep, so many cool little coffee shops that were dog friendly, so we would bring our dog in, like get our work done. It was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah. Well, good, because I'm sure there are other people that have not had, quite the same experience as you. And since this is your career in your van, in your camper, yeah, that is awesome. So, what's the favorite spot that you did find along the way?
I think my favorite area that we've traveled to and played around is Asheville, North Carolina.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I would say to perform, yes, lots of cool spots in Asheville. To park our little camper, Florida and Georgia have some really cool like public land that you can just park on for free, and it's all beautiful with like the Spanish moss coming down, and
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
my God, yeah.
good times.
Oh, wow. I mean, I've only been as far as, well, I've been to Florida, North Carolina. My oldest lives in North Carolina, and right outside of Asheville. So it's really, really, really nice down there. Being on tour, which way are you going to start first next year?
We are confirmed going up to New England. So yeah, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, probably New Hampshire and Maine, possibly. So that's going to be next spring. Possibly before that, we might take a trip out to like out west. I don't know. Is Missouri out west? The Midwest.
Yeah. So did you ever think that you would be where you are now with your singing careers? I mean, it was the first competition and here you are, traveling all over. And did you ever think you would be here?
No, I mean, I think I always dreamed about it when I was in high school and college playing music for a living, but I never thought we would actually make it work, but it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Was there a time in the beginning where you kind of thought it wouldn't work?
I would say we got married in 2015, and I think the few years after that we were really doing the whole like, settle down, do what's expected of you, keep your day job. Yeah, it wasn't until we were both about to turn 30 that I was like, should we like give this a try or what? Like, what are we doing? Like, should we try to chase our dreams a tiny bit?
Yeah. And so here you are. Definitely. No, I'm glad you chased the music dreams and that you're still going and that you're here talking with me tonight. Absolutely. So you did give up your day jobs though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which the timing of that worked at that point where the world was. But as soon as we were mid 2020, it became a little bit challenging, but we're still working through it.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's great. And was it a hard decision, or did it just start with COVID that you gave up the day jobs and because everybody gave up their day jobs?
Oh.
The start of 2019, actually probably, so we recorded our full length album in 2018. And towards the end of that process, we like sat down and looked at our budget and our savings and made the hard decision to leave our day jobs and just do music full time to support the release of that album.
Yeah, that's not an easy decision. I mean, it must have been a little bit scary for you both.
It was.
I think it was, yeah. I would say probably more for Michael than for me. I had actually already taken a step back from my like actual high paying job, and I was doing not that it was that high paying. What am I talking about? But I shifted from like a traditional 9 to 5 to doing voice lessons. So I had sort of already taken like a little half leap. So the decision wasn't very hard for me. I would say it's probably a little harder for you because you were like, he's an engineer. It was
Oh my gosh.
It was a change, you know?
It was.
I'm glad that it's all worked out, because it really has really worked out. As I said earlier, the both of you just complement each other. You seem to have been there together right from the beginning. You might have been classical and you got the folksy Americana, but it just absolutely works so well with the two of you. And your voices are beautiful. The music is yeah. Oh, and the other thing too, who's doing the artwork for the covers?
Oh, it's usually us.
Yeah, for our latest single, we made some watercolor cutouts and pieced that artwork together, and that allowed us to like sort of animate some videos to go along with it, which was fun.
Yeah.
And one of Erin's best friends did our full-length cover art.
Yeah, the one with the van and the dog and our faces. That's my friend.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh my, yeah, no, I love the artwork. And I did read that you two had a hand in doing your artwork. Like, that was just so great. It just gives it even a more personal touch. So during the pandemic, how did you make it all work?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a great question. So yeah, going back to like March of 2020, I remember we played a Thursday night brewery gig in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Well, first we called them up and we said, hey, are we still on? And they were like, yeah, why wouldn't we be? And we were like,
Yeah.
So we played that.
Right. After that gig, we were packing up to head to Boston the next day for St. Patty's weekend. We had a gig booked at Sam Adams Brewery, and they emailed us and said it was on hold. So that's sort of where the pandemic started for us. Everything after that canceled. So we did a bunch of live streams in March, April, May of 2020, sort of like banded together and did like multi-artist live streams with other musicians, and then started doing outdoor gigs in June, July, August of 2020. It changed. It changed how we look at performing in front of a live audience. It makes us not take it for granted anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I was just going to say, we had a really wonderful core of fans who would like watch our live streams and like tip us. So it was really nice to stay connected to listeners that way. And we also during the pandemic started doing weddings. So that was like a total pivot for us, but they were happening, and they were there were weddings that had gone from like a 200-person guest list to like a 50-person guest list, and they didn't want to have a DJ and they just wanted a little folk duo. So
yeah,
sort of a good opportunity for us.
Venues and breweries were shut down, so weddings were it for
a
while.
Gosh, yeah, you're right with the weddings. My first wedding that canceled was a 200 person reception, and it was like day to day. I don't know what's happening. Will you stick by us? Well, we're down to now we're now the venue is canceling and this is canceling, and it was literally the bride and the groom and myself at a state park that happened to be the opening of Fishing Day in Connecticut. We were wondering why all these people were there. They all gathered around down below, and it all worked out. But yeah, well, I'm glad that worked out for you too. And so many people had to, find a different way to make whatever living they were doing at that time work through the pandemic. Do you have a favorite song?
Of ours or of other people's?
Of your own.
I'm like just writing a few new songs currently, and of course the new ones are always the favorites. I think my favorite song that we've recorded is Willow Hoop. It's a bit of a travel song, but also a bit of like, the differences between us are less than the sameness of humanity.
I think my favorite song of ours currently is probably our latest single called Correct Course.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we worked with a producer for the first time and got the song sounding the way we wanted it to on the record. And I'm happy with it overall.
Yeah.
Who's your producer?
Oh, it's our friend Eric Lesperance from the duo Ash and Eric.
His name is Harvest Roots Recording, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, your newest single is Correct Course. How is it doing?
It's doing well. I think it's like the streaming numbers for it are actually rivaling our prior release already, which
That's
is
exciting.
good for us. And
Yeah.
I think when we perform it live, it's gotten a good reaction.
Yeah.
So your first recording, which was which one?
Oh gosh, our very first recording that we did together was an EP called Booth Bay.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was in 2011.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. And what was it like recording for the very first time? Neither one of you had been in a recording studio, correct?
I had recorded with my previous band.
You had.
But this one we snuck into a UD studio.
It's like a small concert hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tracked everything live, and it was really fun. It was a cool experience together.
Yeah, that was probably one of our easiest recording experiences. We knew we had a time limit. We weren't supposed to be in there. We like set up the mics, ran through all the songs twice and got out of there.
Wow. So a little bit different recording that very first one to your new single. Is it new single?
Yeah.
Or is it album? New single. I kind of asked this question before, but what's your favorite city or town or venue to play?
Broadly speaking, I would say that playing at house concerts or like barn shows, like unique shows with communities of people, are my favorite to play.
For cities, yeah, I would still go Asheville and Portland, Maine, and of course Newark, Delaware.
Of course, absolutely. You just mentioned house concerts, because I was going to ask you about house concerts, how you came up with that concept. Is it a new concept? And how does it work?
Oh,
it's not our
it's not our concept.
Idea. I wish we could take credit for it.
Yeah.
Michael, you probably know more about the beginnings of house concerts. It's like
they're
a folky thing.
Yeah, they're pretty popular in the singer-songwriter, folk, independent musician realm. It's a good way to connect with fans in like an intimate listening room type environment, and you can do them in pretty much anybody's house. I grew up attending them. There's a place near Dover, Delaware that used to host concerts. They're called Cool Dog House Concerts, and everybody would bring food, and there were dogs and babies, and it's a really good time. And you get to like hear the stories about the songs and listen more intimately to songs than you do elsewhere. Sometimes, depending on where it is and how long of a set it is, there's like an intermission and you all share food and hang out for a little while and then play more music. Yeah, so we didn't come up with the idea. A lot of our friends and peers play house concerts.
I think it's a great idea. When I was reading it, it's like, wow. I mean, it's just like having, the both of you in my living room and, have friends over and have a concert. But again, and that's one of the things that I love when I do these interviews, all the new things that I find out about. So yeah, do you have one coming up? And how does somebody get in contact with you to do it?
Yeah, so we do have one coming up in August in Westchester. The funny thing about house concerts is that because they're at people's houses, sometimes the hosts don't want them to be publicized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you want to host your own house concert, if you want to host us or another artist that you look up to admire, we have a little FAQ page on our website, honeybadgerfolk.com/house concerts.
House-concerts.
House-concerts. But anyway, you can, just reach out to us.
Yeah.
And I would say that goes for most smaller DIY artists. They'd probably be thrilled to have you reach out to them and say, hey, I've got 20 people that can come over to my house and we'll listen to you play music. That's the dream right there.
Absolutely. And I find that so true here in Delaware. There's so many nice small venues, intimate venues here in Delaware, and the musicians and the bands that are here in Delaware just seem kind of mesh with each other. And I originally started following who did I speak to? Lowercase Blues. Last year. That's kind of how I got connected, because you like one, and then it's like, oh, Judy Sings the Blues, Gretchen Emery Band, and this one and that one.
Cool.
And I can go here and I can go there. I have yet to make it my way up to the Wilmington area or Newark. That is my adventures for this summer, to make it up that way. I'm comfortable in Dover and down in Sussex, but now I got to go the other way. I'll be showing up at one of your shows. Are there any moments that you want to share that you just couldn't believe happened during one of your shows? Some oddball thing?
Oh man. Well, let's go with a good one first, a positive one. Really early on in our existence as a duo, one week we were chatting about a singer-songwriter that we really both like loved, Zach Williams. And we were like, have you heard this song by him? Like, wow, he's so good. And then the next week we got an email saying, hey, do you want to open for Zach Williams' new band, Fellow?
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yes, obviously, of course. Like, so that was a
Wow.
really, that's still one of my favorite memories, favorite shows. It was a good time.
Absolutely.
Another unbelievable thing that happened at a live show, we were in Newark, Delaware at the Newark Bike Project, opening up for our friend Joy Ike. And we were at the end of our set playing the last song. A guy in the front row started to have a seizure. I thought he was joking at first. Like, I thought he was like dancing to the music in his own way.
Well, he looked like he was passing out. We thought he was like falling asleep.
It was very strange. And when I realized it wasn't a joke, we stopped playing the song and called 911.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
It was, but he ended up being fine, and it shook everybody up. But the rest of the night went well.
Yeah, but I think the weirdest thing about that is that it's such a unique position to be the artist who's like, you're trying to create a moment in the room, but also you can see everyone and you have to be aware of everyone and how they're doing and are they having fun and what, are they like locked in with you, but also you have to not pay attention to that so that you can make music and be, a performer. Definite experience of like living in both worlds.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, people don't really stop to think that you guys just get up there, you get your instruments and it's a go, but you read the room, who's there, who's coming in, what's going on around you. So there's a lot of things going, I'm sure, whirling through your heads while you're also playing and make it all sound so effortlessly.
A lot going on.
Is there anything that you would change in the beginning, starting your journey together? Or has everything always kind of been on the right path?
That's a great question.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Yeah, I'm not a big regret person. I'm pretty big on like, things happen the way they're supposed to happen. Maybe I wish we had written more and recorded and released more in the past 10 years.
Yeah, I was sort of thinking the same as well. We've been attending a bunch of songwriting workshops recently, and the biggest thing I'm learning is just that, like, in order to write a great song, you have to write some bad songs, you have to write some good songs, you have to write some okay songs. You just have to keep on writing and writing and writing. I think when we first started out, we were super precious about, we write a song and think it's perfect and don't ever change it, and don't stop to think like whether it could have been better or whether something could have been changed in it. Yeah.
Or like the feeling that every song you write has to be amazing enough to put on an album. And that kind of creates a blockage for anything less than perfect, which is, horrible for songwriting, horrible for art in general. So
right. Yeah, okay. Or you can twist it around too. Like everything that you have gone through now, you can look back on and, just put it all into your songwriting.
Yeah, that's true. Now we have, we didn't write those songs back then, so now they can come out now.
Yep, absolutely. Michael, you called up Erin and asked her to join you for a few shows in the beginning, and obviously that has worked out for the both of you. And when did you become a couple?
Not too long after.
Yeah, I think we might have both like had crushes on each other, but we weren't telling each other.
So you originally just started out as two people doing music together, and then it grew from there.
That's true.
I think we both wanted to hang out with each other more and more, and the music made that easy.
Yeah. At that first show, though, someone did ask us if we were married. Yeah. And we were like 22. We were like, no, we're not dating.
hadn't even thought about it, right? What's coming next for you two? Besides next year, I know you already talked about, your tour. What's coming up in the near future?
Yeah, we've got a super busy month. Friday, the 16th of June, 2023, we're playing at Dogfish in Rehoboth.
Oh, cool.
That should be really fun. We played there a couple months ago, and it's a good time always. And then the Friday following that, we'll be at Killens Pond State Park on the 23rd of June.
That one I did read, and that one is not too far from me. I will be there.
Awesome.
Oh, yay. That's
Yeah, thank you.
exciting.
Yeah, the state park gigs are always a lot of fun.
Okay.
It's cool to be outside in the little amphitheaters. And then one that I'm really looking forward to this summer is Music Fest up in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. It's like a 2-week-long free music festival. They have ticketed shows as well, but we'll be on one of the free stages on August 8th with a full band.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
2 really talented musician friends who are going to join us on drums and bass.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's going to
Oh, that'll be, yeah.
We're always
oh my
at
gosh.
honeybadgerfolk.com/shows.
All right. Since you mentioned the Honey Badgers, how did you come up with the name?
Oh. We never really gave it much thought. Like we've mentioned before, we showed up to that competition. It was sort of like open mic style, and we showed up to sign up to the list and they asked us what the name of our act was, and we didn't have an answer. But we had just watched a viral video about the honey badger, so we said we're the Honey Badgers.
Yeah.
And it's just stuck since then.
It was not meant to last for 12 years, but it has.
Yeah.
It's stuck, and that's what works, and that's great. All right, so you started to mention your website. So how can people get in touch with you, social, website, etc.?
So our website is Honey Badger Folk. That's Badger singular, .com. And that's also our handle on pretty much every social media platform, Honey Badger Folk.
Yeah.
And you can email us at honeybadgerfolk@gmail.com if you want to see us play in your city or play a house concert at your house, or if you just want to say hello.
Yeah.
Or you want to reach out and do another interview with you.
True.
So is there anything else that you want to tell the listeners that I haven't asked about, or in any of the shows? You can actually email me also, and I will make sure that I put it on my website. Anything I missed?
You sort of touched on the tight-knit Delaware music community. I think a lot of people who go out and see local bands will like get introduced to other similar bands that are playing similar venues. But a lot of people who don't know that stuff is going on in Delaware don't realize that there is a local music scene. And especially since the pandemic happened, I think supporting your local musicians is even more important than it was before. There's fewer venues now, there's fewer bands now. I think if you can get out and see a local show and support your local musicians and buy a t-shirt or buy a CD, it helps support that and keep that happening.
Absolutely. And I do say that. I just interviewed a young woman, Cal Toner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's so great too. And we were talking about that also. It's because it's so easy, on social media. It's it's like, comment, and share. You buy your music, follow whoever you like. It's a great way to support. And yes, definitely go out and see who's playing. There's so many great musicians and bands, including yourselves, that are out there here in Delaware. And it doesn't take a lot. Yeah, and merchandise, if they have the merchandise, and definitely. So that's what I always say. It's like, it only takes a little bit. I'm also big into the rescues too. And it's like one thing. It's really easy. Just do that one thing, and the next person does the next thing. So both of you, Michael and Erin, I appreciate both of you taking your time out of your schedule. I wish you both the best of luck, and I will be following you, and I will be showing up at one of your concerts.
That's so great to hear. Thank you so much for the wonderful interview.
Oh, you are welcome. Thank you for listening to the R2RB podcast series. You can listen to the podcast on www.r2rb.com/podcast or on r2rb.buzzsprout.com. Are you a local musician that would like to be a guest on the R2RB podcast series? You can email us at info@r2rb.com. Have a suggestion for the next podcast interview? Send that to info@r2rb.com. Find us on Facebook at R2RB Broadcasting and on Instagram at R2RB. Until next time, keep the music playing.